games are continuing to come thick and fast for Manchester United, and we get no respite because on Sunday we play Chelsea. The third time we played them this season. Obviously, we all remember what's happened in the past two games, but this match you feel could be either the galvanising game that really opens up Manchester United's chance for a top four finish, or it could be the game that puts the brakes on it. But going into the match, how has the form of Manchester United been? To say it has been inconsistent is a real understatement. Obviously, real disappointment from Thursday night against Anderlecht. A dominant performance. Should have been a 1-0 win. Defensive lapse of concentration and poor finishing, not killing the game. Anderlecht go and equalise with their first chance on target. Prior to that, it was a very comfortable win against Sunderland. A game I hoped would be a confidence-building one. But no. Before that, it was a 1-1 draw against Everton. Before that, it was a nice comfortable win over Middlesbrough. One I hoped would instill confidence and morale. But United have been so inconsistent that it's very hard for us, seemingly, to build momentum that we continue with. That is a bit of a worry going into this Chelsea game. And going into this match, Chelsea have played 4 games since they beat us in the FA Cup. They won majority of them, but they lost to Crystal Palace at home. Wilfried Zaha and Christian Benteke's with the goal on that night. And it goes to show that Chelsea aren't infallible. Chelsea, they can be got at if you play it against them correctly. And hopefully Man United can do that on Sunday. But that game from Crystal Palace, that performance, at least shows Man United that Chelsea are not infallible. And Jose Mourinho's team have already lost twice to Chelsea this season. Our most recent meeting was obviously the 1-0 in the FA Cup and a Herrera getting sent off. Real frustrations all round in that game. And the 4-0 that happened in the league. Mourinho's first game back at Stamford Bridge as United manager. And it was a nightmare. That second game wasn't much better. But the real positive you can take from that game is that Man United matched up against Chelsea very well, which we'll cover later on, up until Ander Herrera's sending off. Hopefully, maybe, we'll do the same thing on Sunday. Now, it goes without saying that Chelsea, for me, have got 2 key danger men. Eden Hazard had a terrible year last year under Jose Mourinho, but the year before, he won Player of the Year. This year, he's nominated for it again. 14 goals and 5 assists in all competitions. Eden Hazard is back to his best this year. And Antonio Valencia, if he does play at right back, because he may be a concern, which is a bit of a worry after Jose Mourinho said he cannot play every game as he's having problems at the moment. Fingers crossed he's fit and ready because we need him against Hazard. But Hazard will be playing on that left wing just as he always does, cutting inside, causing problems and issues. A player of his quality is almost impossible to defend against him one-on-one when he's in good form. So whoever plays in midfield is going to have to double up on him, whether that be Herrera or Pogba or Carrick or whoever plays in midfield. They're going to have to make sure that they stop and quash that threat from Eden Hazard. And the same thing goes for N'Golo Kante in midfield. He scored 2 goals this season. Both of them have come against Manchester United in both games. For some reason, he seems to like scoring against us. And he really had Pogba's number at Stamford Bridge in the second FA Cup game. We need Pogba to stand up and really make a name for himself in this game. But we just have to make sure that Kante doesn't dominate in this match. We cannot let him do it again, because if he does, Chelsea are going to have the run of the game. And Man United are going to be on the back foot for the majority of the match, and we cannot let that happen. Now, as I said earlier, a good point for Manchester United is the fact that we played 3-5-2 at Stamford Bridge. We matched up against Antonio Conte's system with 2 wing-backs. And up until Ander Herrera getting sent off, it was working. Man United were playing very well, hitting the balls over the top to Rashford and Mkhitaryan. It was causing Chelsea's defence problems because they defend quite high up the pitch. Until Herrera got sent off, then it all fucked up. So I think we could see that same system come in again on Sunday, and I don't think that would be a bad thing. But looking at concerns potentially going into this match, in the same period as Chelsea have played 4 games since the 13th of March, Man United have played 6 games. We've been travelling to and from in Europe. It's been a very busy fixture schedule, and that does affect the ability to have an intense 90 minutes of football. Chelsea are going to be bang up for it. They've had more rest than us. And that could be a factor. Hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully it won't be. But it may well be. And probably the biggest concern for me going into this game is the Anderlecht game summed it up perfectly. It's Manchester United's season in one game right there. It's our inability to kill off a game by scoring a second or a third goal. And it's also our inability to hold a 1-0 lead. Those two combined make it a very nervous last 15 minutes for Manchester United if we do have a lead. Saw it against Arsenal at home when Giroud popped up with the equaliser with their first shot on target. Anderlecht did the same thing in Belgium. Man United can't keep repeating these mistakes, but the problem is we have been all season long. And Chelsea will know that, and will know that they could exploit that in the last 15-20 minutes if they are chasing the game. But Man United are going to have to put in a very good performance to be in that position anyway. But as for our starting 11 for the game, we're going to do our starting 11 prediction show. So make sure you check that out as always. And my prediction for the game, I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. Yes, I'm going to bet that Man United are going to draw this game. This just, for me, I don't think Mourinho's lost twice to them already. The last thing he's going to want is that hat-trick. And I think we're going to set up in this 3-5-2. I think we're going to set up quite defensive. A bit like the Liverpool game away from home earlier this season. Similar sort of defensive style to that. And hit them on the counter. It was working at Stamford Bridge. And that's what Mourinho's going to take into this game. And Herrera's got to make sure he doesn't get sent off again. And the other players our attackers have got to make sure they bring their A game. If we get chances against Chelsea, we have to score them. It's as simple as that. If we don't, we will not get a draw from this game. We will lose this game. Momentum will get sucked out of that top 4 chase, and we'll head into the Anderlecht second leg off the back of a draw and a defeat. Not the best way to do so. Let me know how confident you're feeling ahead of the game. Do you think Man United can beat Chelsea? Not many teams have this season. And if we do, what sort of tactics do you expect Mourinho to play? Let me know in the comments as always. Drop a like on the video and subscribe to United People's TV if you're new. We'll see you soon. Take it easy.